Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting edition of Otaku Bros Live. I am Gio and I am joined by the Interstellar Fry Guy. I assume it's 555, right?
55, 55.
55, 55, the Omnibus collector himself. Riley, how are you doing tonight?
Good. That as you're aware, that name is a reference to the Daft Punk space music opera with the animation by Leiji Matsumoto. I just got a Blu-ray copy of it and I was super excited and put it on, and my wife and I were jamming when
Glorious.
Gio was when I first got onto the stream. So Gio saw us in there.
Nice.
But anyway, yeah, I'm doing good. How are you tonight?
Doing pretty well. Happy to talk about manga with my favorite co-host or host. We're both the same. Equal opportunity. The chat is starting to pile up. Chat Omnidog is here, and yes, we will be doing that. Just hang tight, little by little, because I'm still getting used to hosting. But yeah, we will be soon-ish streaming our show on different platforms. Just be on the lookout for that. This episode is going to be a little bit complicated, and you'll see in a couple of minutes. So I couldn't get to that portion of streaming on other sites and whatnot, but soon. Don't worry about it. Tonight we're going to be talking about all the upcoming, well, not all, but most of the upcoming manga that we've already seen or read through solicits that we're excited to talk about. Upcoming manga in 2020. The year just started. Happy New Year's, everybody. Obviously, we only know up to, I think, May or June, so there might be some surprises later on, and we might do like a fall update. Who knows? We'll see what happens. So, yeah, we're going to share some images. We're going to talk about some manga that are coming out that I thought were pretty interesting, that sounded pretty interesting, and hopefully you guys are interested in it as well. Now, for most of these mangas, if you want to get them, the place that you're going to have to go is very simple. Look, I'm even going to show a little banner here. Just go to instocktrades.com where you can get your collected editions and manga up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts tack on an extra 2% to that. And if you order, well, $50 or more, you get free shipping. Fantastic customer service and great packaging that you can only get when you visit our sponsor website, instocktrades.com, for all your manga needs. So with that plug out of the way, I want to give a big shout out to Jesse because he's always here first. El Denver, don't worry about it. I got you covered, buddy. Sexy beer time, hell yeah. Larry's here. River, all the manga holics, if you will, they're all here. Yo, Gio, just wanted to say thanks for letting us know about the Rights of Anime sale. My haul just came in. Nice, cool, yeah. And chat on, yeah. We'll get to the comments later. Alrighty, so upcoming manga 2020. Do you have anything in particular that you want to start with, or should I just go with it with the images?
Just start going into the images. About half of the ones that you mentioned before the show I know about, and the rest of them you can just kind of let us know.
All right, Here we go. Here's the first big release that we're all really excited about on this YouTube channel. It is the Helsing Deluxe Edition hardcover manga.
I love this series, man.
It's a classic. It's a staple of not only manga, but anime as well. And I believe it's going to come out around late spring or something like that. I don't have the exact date with me, but it's probably like May or June or something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact date, but I'm really excited. I'm definitely going to be grabbing these as an upgrade from my paperbacks. This is going to be the exact same format, it seems, as the Berserk hardcovers. Nice. It's going to be 3-in-1s. I think they're going to wrap it in 3 volumes, possibly. It's a 10-volume series, so I'm hoping they'll just do 3 volumes and make one of them a little bit thicker than the others. But it's a fantastic series. And also, I was going to say something about the plot, like what it's about and stuff, but if it is only 3 volumes, that's going to be pretty cool, because that means that if they release it at the same basic schedule that Berserk does, we'll get the entire series this year, like within a year of releases.
Good point.
Well, not this year. It'll probably be like, if it comes out late spring, then the final volume will come out around the same time next year. So within a year, we'll have the entire set in hardcover, and people who have never experienced the series before will get to read the entire series within 1 year, which is awesome, because if you were following the publication back when it was first coming out, there were some pretty long waits, not like Berserk long waits, but like for a popular manga, you're sitting there waiting for a good amount of time for, I think it was like volumes 8, 9, and 10 were the ones that took a really long time to come out.
Larry says July 14th on Amazon.
Well, so usually that means a couple weeks earlier on comic book sites and comic stores. So like on IST, it'd probably be the last week of June.
Yeah.
So June 30th or maybe July 1st that it's out, depending on which day is the Wednesday or whatever.
Now I just want Dark Horse to release all their manga in this format, because
yeah, man,
you know, the Berserk line is excellent. If this knocks it out of the park, they could very well start putting out deluxe editions for all their properties. Gantz,
Trigun would be my big one. Trigun.
Oh, that'd be great.
I think that Berserk, Helsing, both of those, the artwork is really begging to have the larger pages. And that's one of the things I was the most excited about with these two series getting the hardcovers. And I do think that Trigun warrants that same type of adaptation, that same type of collection, because there's I think a lot of detail is lost in the page size of the artwork on there, because Naito, however you pronounce his name, who does Trigun, has a very frenetic and detailed art style through in the series. There's a lot of points when I was reading it back in the day, when it was first coming over in the US, where I was kind of lost figuring out what was going on. And I think that it would help to have a bigger page, bigger trim size on the book.
Yeah. Sequential consequence. Thank you. Don't worry about it, buddy. just feel better soon.
Yeah, get better, man.
All right, let's see what else we got here. You know more about this than I do. I was just asking you about this off air. The Ping Pong manga we just learned, thanks to our boy Nelson, that it's getting a hardcover release.
Yeah, so Nelson reminded me, I forgot about this, and I'm glad that he spoke up before the show. This is by Taiyo Matsumoto, who is known for, probably mostly known for Tek on Concrete. Also, he had the recent book that came out a couple months ago in the US, Cats of the Louvre. And then he also has a series called Sunny that we have in the US. So he has a few different items out here. He's a well-known creator. And this is one of his series. I think it was 5 volumes total when it was originally published. That this one's actually very well received. It got an anime adaptation not too long ago. It's one that I've been wanting to check out for a while, and I'm very excited that they're doing this in a 2-volume hardcover set. Makes it real quick and real easy to collect the whole thing. I'm very excited to read it. And as a lot of you guys might know, I do have a soft spot for sports manga.
They're the best.
They're so fun. I think the characters are awesome. And this is coming from someone who is the opposite of a sports fan. I do not care about any sports, but give me any sports manga and it's so fun. It's basically just exactly what you'd expect from the characters in a shonen series, but you have them in a real world setting, and it's just a ton of fun. So I'm very much looking forward to reading this series.
Nice. You can tell me about this. This is pretty popular. Gantz Omnibus Volume 5 is coming out in 2020.
So we should get probably 3 or 4 Gantz Omnis this year. Volume 5, these each collect 3 volumes, so this will collect 13, 14, and 15 of the original run. We're close to being at the halfway point of the series as far as these omnibus editions go. this is an action-packed series, basically about I guess I'd say like an extraterrestrial type of thing that appears and brings recently deceased people into a room where they are sent on missions. And it kind of plays it off as a game at first, but you come to realize that it's actually like fighting off invasions and stuff like that. And there's just these people who just died get sent out to fight monsters. And that's the basic premise. It's very violent. It's very fast paced. One of the regular size original volumes, I usually churn those out in 15 to 20 minutes because it's so fast paced with so much action. But it's definitely not for the younger audience. It's very mature. There's a lot of, often there's a good amount of sexual material in there, or at the very least. I don't want to say not there's never like straight up nudity, but there's like partial nudity and stuff often that happens in the series. And a lot of times they actually put that, at least on the original volumes, they'd have it on like the back covers. So I remember buying it when I was like in high school, and I'd grab a volume and be like, I gotta hide this from mom so she doesn't get mad. So yeah, all of y'all with kids and stuff, this is the series that you want to put on the top shelf.
Yeah. I do want to check it out. It looks fantastic. I love the premise. It's really chaotic.
Beautiful artwork, very, very great, fun story. It's great. I really did. I never finished it. I was about 10 volumes from the end, but I plan on reading it again in this format to finally finish it. But when I was reading it, I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
Nice. Before we continue, we wanted to read a question. What was it? Oh, here you go. That seems to be the question for a lot of manga fans that buy stuff from Dark Horse. Will Dark Horse finish it? Hopefully.
Yeah, I would think so. Like for a series like Gantz and Helsing, these are some of their more popular ones. These are more well known. So it's not like something like Kurosagi Corpse Delivery Service, which is a little bit less popular, a little bit less known. These are ones that like Helsing and Gantz, they sell a lot. And Helsing has had, multiple adaptations. Gantz has had multiple adaptations, and they're always popular.
Yeah.
Well, Oh My Goddess was that a little bit ago, I think?
I think so.
I don't know. I don't remember. But I think it's a pretty good chance that they'll finish both of these because they're definitely major releases from them.
Yeah. There you go. Here we go. Toilet Bound Hanako-kun.
It's already on my wish list. I don't know anything about it, but anyone who knows my sense of humor, I think that poop jokes and potty jokes and toilet jokes and stuff are peak humor. I absolutely love it, and I'm looking forward to at least trying the first volume of this series, which is about a ghost who is stuck in a bathroom. If I'm not mistaken from your description last time.
Yeah. I have the description here just in case because I forgot about some of these books. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Rumors abound about a school's 7 mysteries, one of which is Hanako-san, said to occupy the third stall of the third floor's girls' bathroom in the old school building. Hanako-san grants any wish when summoned. Nene Yashiro, an occult-loving high school girl who dreams of romance, ventures into this haunted bathroom, but the Hanako-san she meets there is nothing like she imagined. Kamome Academy's Hanako-san is a boy. And I guess hilarity ensues.
So yeah, I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to enjoy this or not, but the premise is silly enough that I'm willing to check it out for one volume, and I'm looking forward to reading it and reporting back whether or not it's worth it.
Nice. This is, we don't have the final image, so this is a placeholder, but we're getting Attack on Titan Colossal Edition, Volume 5.
I'm happy about this mainly because I was worried, as were many people, that they were going to stop at volume 4 with those colossals.
Mm-hmm.
Kodansha stopped the master editions of Fairy Tail with volume 5, and we haven't seen another one. You know, we didn't have a announcement for this book for a long time. So this one, which is going to be collecting 21 through 25, I think it might be the penultimate colossal edition. 6 might be the last one.
Yeah, sounds about right. Because the manga's ending, right? This year?
They've been saying for a while that it's ending, so I don't know absolutely when it's going to end and how long it's going to have run, but it is getting towards the conclusion.
Nice. Speaking of Fairy Tail, we've got the second box set, Fairy Tail. This is collecting volumes 12 through 22. So for all you manga box set fans, you think, especially if you like Fairy Tail, I think this is a must get.
So I want to say, for me, I'm a little bit disappointed because I think the price on these is not discounted enough from buying the individual volumes, as opposed to, if I'm not mistaken, Viz usually gives you a pretty nice incentive to buy the box set by providing a discounted price. And I really like that. And then, of course, going online, you find it for a further discount. If it was discounted, maybe 20 to 30% off of the cover price of the volumes individually, this would definitely be worth it. I'm not, off the top of my head, I don't remember what the price is, and I could just be blowing steam, and it actually is cheaper. But if I remember correctly, they're like $12 each, and the set was about $130 or something.
Plus, I don't think they have any extras, right? I don't think it has a...
No, I don't think it... Right, because like the Viz ones typically have an extra, like a little poster and then like a little art book or something. Like the One Piece box sets always have an extra little one-shot story, little issue that's about a third the size of a normal manga volume. But this does not contain anything extra, and it's very small too compared to those. It's only 11 volumes. Compared to, like, Viz ones will be usually between 20 and 30. And then the smaller boxes, like their Pokemon ones, those are usually a lot cheaper too. So I'm a little let down by the pricing, especially since it's going to take like 6 of these boxes to finish the series. I think they could have done a little bit better to kind of drive the sales on the box sets, to get people like myself who don't own Fairy Tail. I did own about a quarter of it back when it was first being published, but then sold it. So this would have been a really nice way for me to get back into it. And I feel like they kind of dropped the ball on the pricing, personally.
Yeah, they could have done like 20 volumes per box or something like that.
Wrap it up in 3 box sets.
Here's a new one that people are talking about on the interwebs. Beyond the Clouds, the Girl Fallen from the Sky. Have you heard about this one?
I have not. You're going to have to tell me what it is.
Sure. I have way too many links open here. Give me a second. Beyond the Clouds manga. This is by, I assume it's Nikkei or Nike? I don't know. Beyond the Clouds manga is about young Theo who works as a mechanic, putting his knack for machines to use in the industrialized city where he lives. When he finds an injured amnesiac girl with wings, his life changes forever. Her name is Mia, and although Theo's talents make quick work of repairing her injured wing, their quest to find her home will take them beyond the clouds and further than they would have ever imagined. So this is published by Kodansha, and it's coming out in February, next month.
All right.
I don't know. It looks very... It reminds me of something like Last Exile, very steampunk-ish. I'm willing to check it out. Sounds pretty cool.
Cool.
That's next up. We got Sayuki, the original series, the resurrected edition, oversized hardcover.
So do you know, are these 2-in-1 or 3-in-1s?
I think they might be 2-in-1s. I'm not too sure. But
either way, I'm excited for this.
Yeah. I mean, anytime we get oversized manga or hardcover editions, it's a time to celebrate, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I'm loving, like, on that note, I'm loving this kind of renaissance of uh premiere or prestige edition manga. We have so many series that are getting these nice big hardcovers, these nicer, larger trim paperbacks, and it's just awesome because it's something that I've kind of dreamt about, if I'm not gonna lie here, for years, that I could have something that was more close in size and trim size to what I have on my Western books. So it's really nice that we have that stuff. And Sayuki is a fun series that is a retelling of the Journey West story, classic storyline that was also Dragon Ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Goku. Yeah.
Yes, Son Goku is in this story too.
So light inspiration in Dragon Ball as well. But it's kind of like it's been years since I read any of this, and I only read the first few volumes, but it was kind of like a Western in a way. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I actually let me read the back of the Blu-ray. uh, Demonkind and man live together in harmony, but when a band of rogue demonic forces seek to resurrect a diabolical monster, a dark spiritual energy begins to cover the land. Now it's up to a renegade priest, a monkey king, a lecherous water sprite, and a sympathetic demon to stop the resurrection and return harmony to a dangerous land. So it's part Western, part epic fantasy.
So yeah, I remember it being fun. And there's also a sequel series, Saiki Reload. I don't remember how long that one lasted. I know the original was only 9 volumes. The second one, I think, was a little longer, if not the same length. But I'm excited to see this get reprinted. It's a really cool series. I'm really excited to pick it up, and I think a lot of people are going to like it.
Mm-hmm. It's too funny for me not to mention it. Even if, look, guys, I don't know if these are going to be hits or not, but just on the premise alone, it's wacky enough that I want to talk about it and I want to recommend it to you guys. This is Primitive Boyfriend Volume 1. What the heck is this about? I will read off the description because it sounds so silly and so perfect. Primitive Boyfriend is story and art by Yoshineko Kitafuku. Fed up with the weak, passive men of the modern age, Mito's wish is to find her ideal boyfriend, a real tough guy. When her prayer is literally answered, she's whisked over 200 million years back into the past to an era before the rise of humankind. Has she really met the man of her dreams in Gali, a fur-covered caveman who looks as much ape as he does human? Don't miss this hilarious shoujo series about a love for the ages. Come on. I love that we have manga like this, and it's so absurd that I actually really want to read it and see if it's funny or not. I love it. Primitive Boyfriend. Oh boy. Let's see what else we got. Fragtime, the complete manga collection. This is actually listed as an omnibus, and we love omnis here at the Omnibus Collectors Network, so we are going to talk about it. Story and art by Sato. Fragtime is about this girl, Moritani Mizuzu, who is a quiet high school girl with a very unusual power. For 3 minutes a day, she can freeze time. When Moritani uses her ability to peek up a classmate's skirt, she gets the shock of her life when she's caught in the act. It turns out her classmate, the beautiful Murakami Haruka, is the only person immune to Moritani's power. Bound together by this strange fact, the two girls grow closer. Can they make the most of their stolen moments together? Sounds pretty interesting.
And it's an all-in-one, I guess.
I think so. Yeah, complete manga. Yep.
No, I like that. It's easy because it's no commitment. You just buy a single volume, one and done. If you don't like it, you don't have to worry about like, well, should I buy another volume to test it further? Or, so that's cool.
Yeah. Reminds me of Sex Criminals in concept. It has that vibe, just a little bit more innocent, I guess, because it's high schoolers. But I get it. It's kind of interesting. Next up, this is a book that you mentioned, and I know a lot of people are going to get The Rose of Versailles, Volume 1, hardcover.
I've never read nor watched anything Rose of Versailles, but this one is because Alex Sherlock recommends it, has been recommending it for forever.
Yeah.
And when they announced that they were going to be doing these nice hardcovers, he was very adamant about people checking it out. So it is on my list right now. I think the first volume, the hardcover, comes out next month, maybe.
This month, January 28th.
Okay.
But so the thing is, I don't want to read the description because it has way too many French names, and I'm terrible at this with the foreign names. Just know that it is about a young noblewoman raised as a son by her father. Oscar something. As commander of Marie Antoinette's palace guard, Oscar is brought face to face with the luxury of King Louis's court at Versailles. Joined by her servant Andre, Oscar is privy to the intrigue and deceit of France's last great royal regime. The Rose of Versailles, this contains the first 22 chapters for the first time in English, and it's deluxe hardcover, etc., etc.
So the first 22 chapters would be, I'm trying to see how many, I can't tell how many chapters are per volume by looking at the Wikipedia. But there's 13 volumes originally in total, so I'm thinking this would probably wind up being a 4-volume hardcover series.
That's not too bad.
And I think it's published by Udon.
Yeah, I think it's Udon. Yep. Next up, Prince Freya. Sounds pretty interesting.
Heard of this at all.
This is about to save her kingdom, a simple village girl must live a royal lie. The powerful kingdom of Sigurd has slowly been conquering all the lands that share its borders, and now it has turned its voracious attention to the small, resource-rich Tyr. I think that's the name of the town. I don't know. Tyr cannot hope to match Sigurd in strength, so in order to survive, it must rely on the intelligence, skill, and cunning of its prince and his loyal knights. But should their prince fall, so too shall the town. Freya thinks of herself as a simple village girl, but her idyllic life is shattered when she is caught up in the aftermath of a treacherous Sigurdian plot. She bears a striking resemblance to her country's beloved Prince Edward, who lays dying from poison. Without its ruler, all of Tyr is quickly going to be engulfed by Sigurdian violence. Now Freya must take Prince Edward's place and lead his valiant knights in defending the realm. Sounds like Mulan for some reason. Reminds me of Mulan, but it sounds pretty interesting. I think it's something different for 2020. Let's see what else we got. This one is for Downfall from Inio Asano. He told us about this a little while ago, but it's finally coming out. Do we know what this is about? Is this like a long story or a short one?
It's a single volume. I don't know what the plot is, but Asano is one of those creators that basically on his name I will buy anything that comes out. So I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to checking it out, whatever the contents are.
Yeah,
I'll be grabbing it.
I looked up the description here, and it's super vague. It's from the Eisner-nominated best-selling author of Goodnight Poon Poon and Solanin, a dark look at what happens when living the life of your dreams becomes your downfall. So what if your first series just ended and you have no idea how to start the next one? Your marriage is breaking up, your pure love of manga has been destroyed by the cruel reality of the industry, and nothing seems to fill the sucking void inside you. Find the secret combo for a new hit manga series and everything will be okay, right? That is extremely vague. It could go so many places. But again, like you said, it's Asano, so we're probably going to check it out.
Yeah, definitely. It's on my list. I'll be buying it and
It's
hopefully
about
enjoy
a down on his luck, only one volume. A mangaka down on his luck. All right. Sounds pretty interesting. Hopefully, it's not too depressing.
it. I wouldn't get my hopes up. Now, this one I know about.
It's funny because I got the first box set and then they announced this thing. I'm
Dude,
like,
yeah.
great.
I did the same. I got the second one. What did you get it when it was on sale on Amazon?
Yeah, I got it for like 23, 24 bucks.
Yeah, they had the second one was also on sale for about the same price, which is the cheapest I'd seen it. So I was like, nice. So I finally bought it, and then literally like after I ordered, I don't even think it had come. Actually, no, I think it did come in the mail, and then they announced this. I was like, ah, man. But
Yeah.
like I really love Pokemon Adventures, so I'm not upset about getting the chance to have it in a nicer. I'm assuming if the trim size is signature size, then hands down I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade. If the trim size is normal trim size and it's just like a 2-in-1 similar to like a Ranma 1/2 or something, then I'll leave it. But I'm assuming it's gonna be very similar to those Zelda Legendary editions that came out a couple years back.
I remember reading the description, and from what I remember, it didn't have the actual size, but it's 3-in-1s, and they're labeling it as an omnibus edition. So I assume it's going to be like the One Piece books.
Well, if it's that same trim size, then boo.
Yes, Pokemon is from Viz.
So this series is it's been running for a while, and they have adaptations pretty much from Red, Blue, Yellow all the way. It's still going, if I'm not mistaken. This series is. It might have changed hands with the creator, but I'm not 100% sure. It is a very fun. It's labeled as all ages, but does have a little bit of violence in it. But a very fun manga series that adapts Pokemon in a way that's a little bit different from the games and a little bit different from the anime.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a nice new original take on these characters, and it actually does really well to flesh them out. It does a really nice job of fleshing out different trainers, the gym leaders, the Elite Four, and giving them more backstory than you get from the games, absolutely. And then you get a little bit more backstory on like the gym leaders than you do in the anime, I think, too, in my opinion. And it winds up being a really cool story. Like Nelson said, the first book should pretty much cover all of the red, blue, green storyline following Red's story. And then the second book will give us most of the yellow storyline following a new character who is called the Caballero Amarillo in the book. Like they actually put it in Spanish.
It'd be cool if the second volume is actually yellow colored.
Yeah,
like,
no, that would be dope.
Story or the games.
But I think they're only planning on doing 10 of those volumes, which only gets us through the first 3 generations.
Still, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I don't know why they would stop, but whatever the case is, yeah. If you're a fan of Pokemon and you're a fan of manga, then I recommend it highly. If you haven't already checked the series out, I definitely recommend it.
Mm-hmm. Next one on the list, we got Perfect World from Rie Aruga. Have you heard about this one?
I have not.
The premise for this is actually pretty striking. I didn't think we would get something like this in manga, but it doesn't surprise me. Perfect World manga, volume 1 from Rie Aruga. An office party reunites Sugumi with her high school crush Itsuki. He's realized his dream of becoming an architect, but along the way he experienced a spinal injury that put him in a wheelchair. Now Tsugumi's rekindled feelings will butt up against prejudices she never considered, and Itsuki will have to decide if he's ready to let someone into his heart. Yet they may soon discover that without each other, the world feels imperfect. Sounds pretty grown up. I like it. it's not something you typically see in manga or in comics, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, see, there we go. Justin, I recommend this one, Perfect World. Yay. So the first
I don't know.
volume.
I'll see.
I'll check it
I
out.
might check it out. I'll see.
Here we have Blue Flag, which is a story by Kaito, an unexpected love quadrangle with a dash of unrequited love as two classmates, a boy and a girl, begin to fall for each other when each of their best friends have already fallen for them. It's the last year of high school, then love is in the air. Romantic feelings that have been building up over years of friendship come to light. When Taichi's classmate Futaba asks him to help her confess to his best friend Toma, it sparks the catalyst that begins the sweet and heart-wrenching journey of their third and final year of high school. And there's a lot more stuff to the plot description, but yeah, it sounds like a nice little romance drama manga. I'm sure a lot of people will want to check that out as well.
The art style looks a little familiar to me, but I don't know if I've read anything from someone named Kaito.
Let's see. Kaito mangaka. Kaito has done Cross Manage, Buddy Strike, Blue Flag, Anti-Lovers, Anti-Love Sentai.
Okay, I don't think so.
Yeah. And I think, yeah, that's about it for the pictures, but I do have another volume. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see right here real quick. No, I don't have it. But yeah, those are some of the previews for the stuff that is coming out on the first half. Of course, there's a ton more books that are coming out. But those were some of the highlights, I guess, that I wanted to talk about with you guys of up to, let's say, June, July-ish. And I'm pretty sure we're still gonna get more announcements as the weeks go by. So we will be revisiting this topic because I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about some surprise collected editions that are going to come out later in the year. So
I know you mentioned earlier before the show the Junji Ito art book is also coming out.
Oh yeah. I didn't include it here because it was an art book, but I'll let me see if I can pull up the images for it. Because we do have, I think it's been like 4 years running where we get a yearly Ito book or something like that.
Yeah, we have a lot of Ito books out. There might be more than one per year. But I'm hoping that this isn't the only, like an art book is not the only one we get for 2020.
Yeah. All right, let's see if I can do this. I'm going to share. They're looking at it real time. There it is. Now if I go here and share my screen again, there it is. The Art of Junji Ito, Twisted Visions. It looks creepy as hell. And since I have all of the collected editions of Junji Ito, I might as well get this.
That's how I'm feeling. I love Ito. I love his work. I love his art. So this seems like a no-brainer for me to grab. And it would, I think, be my first art book that
Same.
I get.
Yeah, I don't really have art books or anything. That'd be pretty interesting to get into.
Yeah, so that will be cool. But like I said, I'm hoping that we get another Ito release. My most anticipated book, I'm guessing. But it'd be cool to get one more like anthology or something, because I know we've pretty much gotten all of his major works.
Mm-hmm.
There's just some short stories that we haven't gotten translated yet.
Yeah. Do you have any other book? Because I am all out of solicits.
I know. I mean, obviously, the just continuing titles from what we already have out, and then big things like Berserk. Those hardcovers, we're going to get another few this year.
Oh, right, the Berserk Deluxes. That's true. We're getting 4 and 5 this year, at least.
So I would imagine we probably get 6 as well. There was a couple on the list that you had earlier that I don't think we talked about. I didn't know what they were, though. But you'd mentioned...
I mentioned a couple, and it turned out some of them were light novels, so that's why I didn't feature them on here.
Let me see. So Fire in His Fingertips, was that a light novel?
Oh, that's the shoot. Fire. It's supposed to be kind of sexy time manga, but I don't know if people actually want me to read about that stuff.
And then Gigant, was that one? Gigant?
Let me look it up.
That looks like it might also be a little bit. Oh no, this is yeah. So we have that one. That one's just a standard size, but it is a new series by Hiroya Oku, who did Gantz and who also did Inuyashiki. So that's cool. I didn't know he had another series. I will definitely check that out. It looks, it's rated for 16 plus and is published by 7 Seas, and they do commonly do a lot of more mature titles. Not like mature like Faku does, but like, you know,
risque.
Yeah, exactly. So, and knowing Oku, that this probably falls in that realm, so it makes sense why they would be publishing it. But I'm going to check it out. I like his work enough that it's going to lead me to get this.
Yeah. I found 4 more that I'm going to talk about.
Oh, nice.
Let me add the images. Give me 1 quick second. Alrighty. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Oh, and I know we're getting that 5th omnibus of Kurosagi Corpse Delivery Service, which I mentioned that earlier as a series that Dark Horse stopped on. But we're getting that one after a long delay after Volume 4. So there's a lot of people excited about that. I've never read that one, though.
And Elfenlied, Omnibus 3.
Yeah, that one should complete this year. I think Volume 4 will be the end of it. Maybe 5. I don't remember how long the series is. We might finish up the 20th Century Boys. No, that'll be next year. That'll finish up next year, the perfect editions. We'll probably get another 3 or 4 JoJo Part 4s.
Oh, that'd be great.
There's going to be a lot of nice ones coming out this year. A lot of nice continuations.
Yeah,
I think we'll finish up Golden Age this year for Berserk.
Everyone has told me that Koku is coming out in hardcover, but I don't think that is true. Is it coming out?
It's either hardcover or paperback, like prestige size, but it is coming out.
More Drifting Classroom.
Yeah.
More Sailor Moon Eternal.
Sailor Moon Eternal might wrap up this year.
I think Inside Mario will finish this year since there are only 5 books left. Where's the thing? All right, so this is...
Yeah, there's Gigant.
There's that. And I'm going to read off the description, and you guys are going to say, well, that's very lewd. This is from Hiroya Oku, the author of Gantz. Rei Yamada, a high schooler whose father works for a film production company, is inspired to create his own short film with his friends. One day, while out to find actors, he spots tabloid-like notices that the adult film star Papiko lives in his area. When he takes them down to protect her, he runs into the woman herself. Little does he know that Papiko is about to get dragged into a strange supernatural happening where she grows to the size of a giant. Yeah, that's. I want to check it out just because of how absurd this plot is. I don't know. Hopefully, it's not too risque. Let's see. This thing, which I thought was extremely weird and hilarious, this is called Sweat and Soap. This is the cover for Volume 2. I don't know if the chat has read it or not, but the story is, if I remember correctly, let me check. Give me one quick second. Sorry about that. Sweat and Soap.
I remember this one getting announced recently.
The first volume comes out February. Yeah, but I have Volume 2 up on the screen. This is done by Kintetsu Yamada. Yai's living her dream, working at the toiletry maker Lilia Drop. Little do her coworkers know the reason she loves the company so much is that she's ashamed of her body odor. And their soap is the only thing that does the trick. So when the company's lead product developer, a perfuming genius, of course, approaches her in the lobby and wonders, hey, what that smell is, she's terrified. But could it be that he likes it? And even more surprising to Yae, does she like him? The hilarious ups and downs of an office romance at a personal care products company are the subject of this sexy, strange romp. Sweat and Soap combines the odd couple chemistry of Wotakai, the too real workplace comedy of Agretsuko, the panda thing, and a heavy dollop of office steaminess. This is so bonkers. I'm not sure if I'm going to read it or not. I don't really care for it, but I just wanted to read it for you guys because it sounds pretty insane.
Yeah, I don't have anything to say.
Finally, here we have My Senpai is Annoying. It's from Shiro Manta. Igarashi is a hardworking young office lady. Takeda, the senpai above her at work, annoys her constantly, and yet she finds herself growing closer to him. Every day is filled with comic mishaps and romantic moments as Igarashi tries to balance work, life, and love. So it's this full-color manga, which started its life as a webcomic, is sure to charm audiences of workplace comedies worldwide. Cool. I like that it's a full-color manga, at least. And finally, here we have the last one. The Fire in His Fingertips. A flirty fireman ravishes me and with his smoldering gaze. Jesus Christ, man. I mean, I'm not making this up. It's by Tanishi Kawano, a smoking hot love story between a cautious woman and a flirty fireman, now with a sizzling anime. Okay. Fujihashi Ryo enjoys her job as an office worker well enough, but doesn't hold a candle to the exciting job of her childhood friend, Mizuno Soma, who works as a fireman. He and his handsome buddies are more than happy to entertain ladies with their heroic tales. Yeah, sexy romance for mature readers. One fiery couple really turns up the heat. Okay. Manga, everybody.
And I found My Sonikoku Collector's Edition will be released in June 2020.
Nice.
There's not really any other information, but this is from Comics Beat. Basically everything that was announced at NYCC this past year, 2019. They just gave a rundown. It mentioned stuff like Samurai 8 getting an English version. Ping Pong that we talked about.
Which one's Samurai 8?
That's the one by Masashi Kishimoto.
Oh, yeah, we did have a cover reveal for that, but that was a while ago. I think like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I wanna get that. I'll read it.
So that'll be in March. One Piece will have the Ace novel releasing in May. So yeah, there was a lot of different stuff, but yeah, My Son Ikoku Collector's Edition will be released June 2020. Spy Family, that'll be June 2020 as well.
Nice.
So that's a pretty big one.
Mm-hmm. That's a fun series.
See if there's any other interesting ones.
Ran and the Grey World has the last volume coming in spring. Yes, please. I'm collecting the series, and I will do a review on it, but I'm waiting to read the whole thing, which is why I haven't done a video yet.
I didn't know it was so short. How many volumes is that?
7 volumes.
7, and they already have 5 out. Dang. Okay. Yep. Anyway, yeah, so that's some of the NYC stuff. Man, I wish they would freaking speed up JoJo's. I've been like, because I know I've mentioned it before, but I've been reading JoJo's since like 2005. And since I found out like how long the series was, I've been wanting for them to go with it. And I'm like, okay, it's nice that you're doing 2-in-1 volumes and you're doing it once every 4 months or something, but that's still basically a bi-weekly schedule, or not bi-weekly, bi-monthly schedule if you were doing individual volumes, which means that it's going to take forever. Like I did it in my head, and if they continue at this pace and do parts 5, 6, 7, and then finally 8, like I'm going to be dead by the time they get to 8. It's crazy how long they're taking. Like do a freaking box set or something, like seriously. Yeah. Or do like just speed up the publishing. If you at least speed it up by 100% and do it every other month, which I don't think is too much to ask. Since they can churn stuff out. I mean, they've shown us back when they were first trying to catch up on Naruto and One Piece, they were doing friggin' 4 volumes a month. Mm-hmm. So they can do like a 2-in-1 volume every other month for JoJo.
Yeah,
it's not too much to ask for.
Plus, I think it's kind of silly that the anime in a couple weeks, all of Part 4 will be out on Blu-ray. So all the Blu-rays are coming out faster than the manga.
Yeah, and the English adaptations have been where English adaptations of Part 5 already started. Yeah,
they're midway
of the anime.
Yeah, they're halfway.
Man, like that's just it's insane. Like obviously the series is still super popular as far as the anime goes in Japan and in the US, and it just doesn't make sense for them to not try to capitalize on that a little bit more with the manga, especially because I am very, very sure that we'll be getting an adaptation for Part 6 getting announced soon, and it would make sense for them to try and keep up with that and be like, okay, well, Part 6 anime is going to come out. Let's have the Part 6 manga, so that our dedicated fan base will have that to go to. But anyway, I could rant on for a while about Viz and their slow release of JoJo.
Here we have another question. What do you guys think of Oh Higurashi and Umineko when they cry? I've seen the anime parts of it, and it's pretty creepy. It's a creepy series.
I remember people talking about the manga not too long ago, like last year or something, and I'd never heard of it, and then I didn't even know there was an anime adaptation of it. And then I saw it was on sale during the Right Stuff sales. Yeah. And I did not buy it. So I have zero input is basically what I'm saying.
Here's a reference for our buddies. Omar said hardcover for Mason, but I don't know.
That I do not know. I don't know if it's hardcover. They just said it just on the link said collector's edition.
Spy Family is great. If you want to have a fun time, check it out on the Shonen Jump app. I read a couple of chapters and it was fun.
Yeah, it's due out summer this year for the physical release.
I'm kind of surprised Dragon Ball hasn't received a deluxe hardcover yet. That would be a series that a lot of people would buy.
It at least has the Visbig editions.
Mm-hmm. I think that's why. Yeah, because they already put. I think the hardcover would be the same size.
3-in-1, same trim size, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I got to start getting going. I'm going to go hang out with my wife.
All right. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for tuning in. We will be coming back to this topic as when we get a couple more solicitations of interesting titles that we want to talk about and check out. We'll let you guys know, and we'll do another stream talking about probably summer or fall. Who knows? So once again, all of these titles, a good portion of them are going to be available at instocktrades.com, where you can get all your collected editions and manga up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts add an extra 2% to that. Look forward to our codes on a quarterly status, if I remember correctly. We just came off of the year-end sale, so we're probably going to see another sale soon. Just hang tight, fam. Fantastic customer service, wonderful shipping, and just an overall great experience. Only if you get your manga at instocktrades.com. With that said, thank you everybody for tuning in. Sorry, there were a couple questions, but I think we covered almost everything. Riley, where can they find you on the interwebs?
Well, you can't find me on YouTube anymore because my channel is still under the forced ownership of some guy in Russia. So we'll see when I get that back. But in the meantime, I suppose that you can find me on this channel and on Facebook at the Omnibus Collectors Comic Swap and Community, and also on the Otaku's Farm. So that's a manga and anime specific group spinning off the main group. So if you're into Western comics and Eastern comics, join both and have fun with us.
Hell yes. And for me, you can find me on my channel, A Week in Geekdom. Look forward to, it's supposed to come out tomorrow. If you like anime, I'm putting out my top 10 anime of 2019. It has been a major hassle to put this video together, but hopefully everything goes smoothly and you can watch it tomorrow early Friday morning. So stay tuned for that. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will catch you guys on Sunday with the Omnibro Coffee Sunday Show stream with Jess and gang. So look forward to that, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next broadcast.